The transformation of human potential reached its ultimate expression in the weeks following the U.S. Horizon's return. What began as a mysterious reappearance had become a fundamental shift in galactic understanding. Captain Park delivered a transmission that would be remembered as a turning point in human history. Standing on the bridge of the quantum adaptive vessel, he spoke with a clarity that transcended traditional communication methods. "We are not conquerors," he explained. "We are explorers. But we will defend our right to exist." The Galactic Coalition realized humanity had become something entirely new. The U.S. Horizon was more than a ship. It was a living demonstration of technological evolution. Its quantum systems could reconstruct matter, manipulate energy, and process information at speeds that made previous technological achievements look primitive. Earth's scientific communities worked alongside the transformed crew, learning about the technologies discovered during their 73-year absence. Each revelation opened new pathways of understanding. Quantum mechanics, previously theoretical, became practical application. Technological breakthroughs emerged rapidly. Medical systems that could heal instantly. Energy generation that could power entire planetary systems. Communication methods that transcended physical limitations. The crew of the U.S. Horizon became ambassadors of a new human potential. They demonstrated capabilities that seemed almost magical: matter reconstruction, instantaneous spatial relocation, and information processing beyond previous comprehension. Global societies struggled to adapt. Educational systems were completely redesigned. Economic models collapsed and reformed. The very concept of human limitation became obsolete. Alien civilizations watched with a mixture of fear and fascination. The humans they once considered primitive had become a technological force that could reshape reality itself. Traditional power structures crumbled as humanity's potential became clear. Director Kim Wei emerged as a key diplomatic figure, explaining that humanity's new capabilities were about exploration, not domination. Each demonstration showed a commitment to understanding rather than conquest. The U.S. Horizon traveled through galactic sectors, collecting information, sharing knowledge, and demonstrating the incredible potential of human technological adaptation. Its very presence challenged existing understanding of scientific possibilities. Quantum physicists discovered that the crew's transformation went beyond physical enhancement. Their neural networks had become living computational systems, able to process complex information across multiple dimensional frameworks simultaneously. Communication with alien civilizations transformed. Language became less about words and more about direct information transfer. Thoughts could be shared instantaneously. Cultural barriers dissolved through pure understanding. Military strategists realized that traditional weapons had become meaningless. The U.S. Horizon could neutralize entire weapon systems with a simple quantum pulse. Defense became about understanding rather than destruction. The transformation touched every aspect of human existence. Medical systems could now repair genetic structures, reverse aging processes, and eliminate diseases that had previously been considered incurable. The human body became an adaptive, self-modifying system. Economic models collapsed as traditional concepts of labor and production became obsolete. With technology that could reconstruct matter and generate unlimited energy, previous limitations disappeared. Captain Park's final public transmission captured the essence of this new paradigm. We are not just exploring space. We are exploring the very nature of human potential. The universe watched as humanity stepped into a new stage of existence. No longer confined by previous limitations, they had become a species capable of reshaping reality itself. The U.S. Horizon continued its journey, a living testament to human potential. Each moment was an opportunity for discovery, each interaction a chance to expand understanding. Humanity had transformed from a species looking outward to a civilization that could reshape the very fabric of existence. The journey that began with a mysterious disappearance had become a revolution of potential. The stars themselves seemed to watch and wait, witnessing the emergence of a new kind of civilization, one that understood that the greatest exploration was not about conquering space, but understanding its infinite possibilities. As the U.S. horizon moved silently through the vast darkness, it carried with it the hopes, dreams, and limitless potential of an evolved human species. Retroclaude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. 3.5 Haiku. The arrival of the transformed U.S. horizon sent tremors through the galactic political landscape. Alien diplomatic councils, who had long viewed humans as a primitive species, suddenly found themselves facing an unprecedented technological threat. The Galactic Coalition, a network of advanced civilizations, convened an emergency session. Representatives from various star systems gathered, their holographic projections filling a massive circular chamber. Tension hung thick in the air as they discussed the unexpected human technological leap. Captain Park's transmission demonstrated capabilities that defied known physical laws. The U.S. horizon could manipulate energy at quantum levels, reconstruct matter instantaneously, and move through spatial dimensions as easily as humans once walked between rooms. During a demonstration broadcast across multiple communication networks, the ship performed what seemed like impossible feats. It divided its mass, reconstructed itself across multiple spatial coordinates, and generated energy fields that could neutralize entire weapon systems with a simple quantum pulse. The Zoran Confederation, a long-standing advanced civilization, was particularly disturbed. Their military advisors calculated that human technology now surpassed their own by several hundred years of development. What had once been a species considered technologically inferior was now a potential galactic power. Earth's diplomatic team, led by Director Kim Wei, approached the situation with calculated calm. They emphasized that humanity's new capabilities were not about conquest, but exploration and understanding. Each demonstration was carefully designed to show potential, not threat. Alien military strategists analyzed the U.S. horizon's capabilities. Its quantum adaptive hull could reshape itself instantaneously, absorbing and redirecting energy attacks. Weapon systems became meaningless against a technology that could deconstruct and reconstruct matter at will. The ship's crew displayed abilities that bordered on what some considered magic. They could communicate across vast distances through quantum entanglement, process complex information faster than entire computer networks, and manipulate fundamental energy structures. Most alarming to the Galactic Coalition was the humans' ability to learn and adapt. Each interaction, each technological encounter became an opportunity for rapid enhancement. The U.S. horizon was not just a ship, it was a living, learning system that grew more advanced with each moment. Diplomatic discussions became increasingly complex. How do you negotiate with a species that can fundamentally reshape reality? The traditional power dynamics of galactic politics suddenly seemed obsolete. Some alien representatives argued for preemptive defensive measures. Others saw an opportunity for unprecedented collaboration. The human technological breakthrough represented a potential revolution in scientific understanding. Captain Park's communication was clear and direct. "We are not conquerors," the transmission stated. "We are explorers seeking understanding. Our capabilities are a result of discovery, not aggression." The U.S. horizon demonstrated its capabilities without aggression. It could neutralize weapon systems, redirect energy attacks, and communicate across impossible distances. Yet, it showed no interest in conflict. Global human populations watched with a mixture of pride and apprehension. Their representatives had transformed from a species considered technologically limited to potential galactic leaders in a matter of moments. Quantum physicists on Earth worked overtime, trying to understand the technological leap. The transformation wasn't just about advanced technology. It represented a fundamental reimagining of what technology could be. The Galactic Coalition found itself at a crossroads. The arrival of the U.S. horizon had changed everything. Humanity was no longer a species to be overlooked or marginalized. They were now a potential equal with capabilities that challenged fundamental understanding of technological development. As diplomatic discussions continued, one thing became clear: the universe had just witnessed the emergence of a new kind of civilization. a civilization that could reshape reality itself, not through conquest, but through understanding. The U.S. horizon remained a silent sentinel, its very existence a testament to human potential. The ship waited, its quantum systems processing possibilities far beyond traditional comprehension, ready to demonstrate that true power lies not in destruction, but in the ability to understand and transform. The first communication from the U.S. horizon arrived with a clarity that sent shockwaves through global scientific communities. Captain J. Park's voice sounded different, not just in tone, but in a way that suggested something fundamental had changed about human perception itself. "We have encountered technologies beyond current understanding." The transmission began. The voice carried a calm, almost mathematical precision that felt both familiar and alien. Earth's top researchers gathered in secure facilities, analyzing every microscopic detail of the transmission. What they discovered defied everything they knew about human biological and technological limitations. The crew of the U.S. horizon had transformed, not through traditional genetic modification, but through a quantum-level integration with technologies discovered during their unexplained absence. Their bodies now functioned like living computers, capable of processing information at speeds that made current supercomputers seem primitive. Medical scans revealed extraordinary changes. Neural pathways had expanded, allowing instantaneous information processing. Cellular structures showed adaptive capabilities that could repair damage almost instantly. The human body had become something more than an organic system. It was now a dynamic, self-modifying technological platform. Yoon Kim, the ship's quantum physicist, demonstrated these changes during a controlled communication session. He solved complex mathematical equations that would have taken teams of researchers months, completing them in mere seconds. His brain now functioned like a quantum computer, able to simultaneously process multiple potential outcomes. The transformation wasn't just physical. The crew's understanding of scientific principles had expanded exponentially. They spoke of energy manipulation, spatial reconstruction, and quantum entanglement as casually as one might discuss daily weather. Elena Rodriguez, the chief engineer, explained that they had encountered an ancient technological civilization, one so advanced that its remnant technologies were indistinguishable from pure information systems. This civilization had left behind computational matrices that could restructure matter and energy at fundamental levels. "We are no longer just explorers," Captain Park's transmission continued. "We are witnesses to a technological potential that redefines what it means to be human." Global reactions varied. Scientific communities were electrified with excitement. Military organizations grew increasingly nervous. Philosophical and ethical debates erupted about the nature of human evolution and technological integration. The crew's bodies now functioned like adaptive systems. They could interface directly with technological networks, process complex information instantaneously, and modify their physical capabilities on demand. Traditional boundaries between biological and technological systems had completely dissolved. Quantum sensors detected something even more extraordinary. The U.S. horizon itself had become an extension of the crew's collective consciousness. The ship was no longer just a vehicle. It was a living, adaptive system that responded to thought and intention at speeds beyond comprehension. Medical experts who examined the initial data noted that the crew's transformation went beyond simple enhancement. They had developed capabilities that suggested a complete reimagining of human potential. Healing occurred at cellular levels almost instantaneously. Cognitive processing occurred across multiple dimensional frameworks. "We are not a threat," Captain Park's transmission emphasized. "We are a demonstration of human potential when technological barriers are removed." The world watched, a mixture of fear, excitement, and pure scientific curiosity driving their collective attention. The U.S. horizon and its crew represented more than a technological breakthrough. They were living proof that human potential was far more expansive than anyone had previously imagined. As days passed, more details emerged. The crew had not just discovered technology, they had become a technology. Their very existence was now a bridge between what humanity was and what it could potentially become. The transformation of the U.S. Horizons crew was more than a scientific event. It was the first chapter of a new human story, one where the boundaries between biological life and technological systems would be forever rewritten. 73 years after the U.S. Horizons' mysterious disappearance, Earth's space monitoring stations detected an impossible signal. On a quiet July morning, alarms erupted across global defense networks, shattering the routine of humanity's interstellar colonies. The signal originated near Jupiter's orbital range, a massive energy signature that defied conventional physics. Initial scans showed a vessel matching the exact specifications of the long-lost U.S. Horizon, but something was different. The ship's configuration appeared altered, with technological modifications that seemed to bend the very laws of engineering. At Earth Central Command, Director Qin Wei watched the holographic displays with growing intensity. Her team of scientists and military experts scrambled to understand the sudden reappearance. Quantum scanners, radiation detectors, and advanced tracking systems worked overtime, collecting every possible fragment of data. "Confirm the signature," we demanded, her voice cutting through the ambient noise of the command center. Junior officers checked and rechecked their readings, each confirmation increasing the tension. The ship hung in space, silent and imposing. No communication attempts received immediate response. It was as if the vessel existed in a state between presence and absence, challenging everything humanity understood about space and time. Military vessels began to converge on the location. Battle cruisers with advanced weaponry took defensive positions, their sensors locked onto the mysterious ship. The world watched, holding its collective breath. Hours passed. The U.S. Horizon remained motionless, its hull reflecting sunlight in ways that seemed slightly off. Surfaces that shimmered with an almost liquid-like quality, edges that seemed to blur and reshape themselves continuously. Scientific teams prepared for potential first contact. Linguists, quantum physicists, and communication experts assembled their most advanced translation and communication technologies. Whatever emerged from that ship would represent a moment that could change human history forever. As global networks buzzed with speculation, the first transmission came, not through traditional communication channels, but as a complex quantum data burst that momentarily overwhelmed Earth's receiving systems. When the signal stabilized, it revealed something extraordinary. The transmission contained scientific data, historical records, and fragmented communications that suggested the crew of the U.S. Horizon had experienced something far beyond a simple space exploration mission. Director Wei noticed something unusual in the data streams. The transmission contained references to technologies that didn't exist when the ship originally disappeared. Quantum processing capabilities, energy manipulation techniques, and scientific understanding that seemed centuries ahead of current human knowledge. Military advisors grew increasingly nervous. Was this a potential threat, a miraculous return, or something entirely beyond their comprehension? Global leaders convened emergency meetings. Space agencies redirected resources. The scientific community prepared for what could be the most significant discovery in human history. As debates raged and preparations continued, the U.S. Horizon remained a silent sentinel near Jupiter, a technological enigma that promised to unlock secrets of the universe. The ship's very presence challenged everything humanity knew about space travel, technological development, and the fundamental nature of existence. Its unexpected return was more than just a historical moment. It was a doorway to possibilities that had previously existed only in the realm of scientific imagination. Military scanners continued to track the ship's quantum signatures. Each reading revealed more questions than answers. The hull seemed to possess adaptive capabilities that defied current scientific understanding. Energy readings fluctuated in patterns that suggested the vessel was not just a machine, but something closer to a living system. Hours turned into days. The world waited, suspended between fear, excitement, and pure scientific curiosity. The U.S. Horizon had returned, and with it came the promise of a transformation that would challenge everything humanity thought it knew about its place in the universe. Something extraordinary was about to unfold, a story of human potential, technological evolution, and the endless frontier of scientific discovery. The massive starship U.S. Horizon glided silently through the dark expanse of space, its sleek silver hull reflecting pinpoints of distant starlight. Captain J. Park stood motionless on the bridge, his dark eyes scanning the holographic display that flickered with complex data streams and astronomical readings. Commander Elena Rodriguez approached him, her fingers tapping a digital tablet. "Captain, we're approaching the coordinates of the unexplored quantum sector," she reported. Her voice was steady, but a subtle tension underscored her words. Jay nodded, understanding the significance of their mission. The U.S. Horizon was humanity's most advanced exploration vessel, designed to push the boundaries of known space. Their current expedition was unlike any previous mission. They were searching for evidence of quantum anomalies that could potentially revolutionize human understanding of space travel. The ship's crew of 500 represented the best and brightest from various scientific disciplines. Engineers, physicists, astronomers, and explorers worked together, their collective expertise focused on unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Yoon Kim, the ship's lead quantum physicist, suddenly called out from his monitoring station. "Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy signatures ahead. The readings are strange." His fingers danced across holographic interfaces, filtering and analyzing the incoming data. Jay moved closer to Yoon's station, studying the complex patterns that emerged on the screen. The energy signatures were unlike anything they had ever encountered. They seemed to pulse and shift, defying conventional physical laws. "Magnify Sector D7, Jay commanded. The holographic display zoomed in, revealing a swirling mass of quantum energy that looked almost alive. It twisted and turned, creating geometric patterns that hurt the eyes if one stared too long. The ship's advanced sensors began to pick up increasingly erratic readings. Temperature fluctuations, gravitational anomalies, and unexplained quantum fluctuations started to manifest around them. "Stabilize our position," Jay ordered, his voice calm but alert. The crew moved with practiced precision, their training kicking in during this potentially dangerous moment. Elena checked the ship's defensive systems. "Quantum shields are at maximum capacity. We're prepared for any potential energy disruptions." Suddenly, the quantum anomaly began to expand. What had been a distant, swirling mass now seemed to reach out toward the U.S. horizon like tendrils of impossible light and energy. The ship's internal systems started to respond unpredictably. Computer screens flickered, artificial gravity wavered, and a low humming sound began to resonate through the metal corridors. Yoon's voice was a mixture of scientific excitement and growing concern. "Captain, these quantum fluctuations are unlike anything in our current scientific models. We're experiencing dimensional shifts that shouldn't be possible." The anomaly continued to grow, its edges becoming more defined yet simultaneously more chaotic. It was as if the very fabric of space was being folded, twisted, and reconstructed around the U.S. horizon. Warning alarms began to sound. Red emergency lights bathed the bridge in a stark, pulsing glow. The crew remained disciplined, each member focusing on their specific responsibilities despite the growing uncertainty. "Prepare emergency quantum containment protocols," Jay instructed, his hand resting lightly on the command chair. No panic, just pure professional focus. As the anomaly engulfed the ship, time and space seemed to lose their traditional meaning. The U.S. horizon was no longer just moving through space, it was becoming part of something far more complex and incomprehensible. The last clear transmission from the ship was a series of scientific readings and a brief message from Captain J. Park. "We are experiencing a quantum event. Data transmission continues. May our discoveries." Then silence. The U.S. horizon vanished, leaving behind nothing but a faint quantum signature that would perplex scientists for decades to come. What had happened to the ship and its 500 crew members remained a mystery. a tantalizing enigma waiting to be unraveled. In the vast, cold darkness of space, only the echoes of their last moments remained, a whisper of humanity's relentless quest to understand the unknown.